When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday. Hey, Gary, how are you? Facebook Live starting up already. Hey, Lori, good to see you. Hey, Alexis, Tammy, Shannon, Chezzy, Alisa, how are you? Hope I'm not missing people as they're coming in pretty quickly here. Good morning. Hey, Danim, Sherry, Penny Arcade, how are you? Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody. How did your day go yesterday? Hey, Robin, good to see you. Hey, Joyce, good to see you. Greg Lar from Essex. Good morning. Hey, Marianne, Lisa, hello, hello. All right, as everybody's coming in, just want to remind you, my ears are not like yours. This is a very good book in a time that we need it the most, where kids are given encouragement. They need to know that they are loved. They need to know that they can build their self-worth. I mean, now more than ever, we need to encourage our children. This is available at Amazon.com. Again, my ears are not like yours. Easter's coming up, would be a great gift for an Easter basket stuffer. Shannon, glad to hear that your aunt's doing well. Thank you, everybody, yesterday for praying for Shannon's aunt who went through surgery. Chezzy's on her way to a doctor's appointment. Chezzy, good luck with the doctor's appointment. Whatever you need there, we wish that for you. Wish you well in that. I'm going to read a little bit on Proverbs 22 as you're coming in and inviting people. Hey, Danielle. A good name is to be chosen rather than great riches, loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and the poor have this in common. The Lord is the maker of them all. A prudent man foresees evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Thorns and snares are in the way of the perverse. He who guards his soul will be far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it. Whew! Boy, I wish some people had heard this a long time ago. Hey, Harold. After what I saw yesterday, it was, as everybody I'm sure saw, yesterday was just unbelievably unreal and the worst thing I think I've seen in a while. I don't know how you're feeling. See, my daughter pulled out of school to march illegal. What is going on? Call legislator. She was pulled out of class, Alexis. Good morning, Marlene. Couldn't watch. Good morning, Dixie. Hey, Chicago Pops. Yesterday I was just annoyed all day long. I don't know about you, but I just felt annoyed, frustrated, and I'm still feeling that way. I really am. I shouldn't be, because I know that we're not in charge of this, that God's in control of it. But as a human being, sitting there watching what's happening, I tell you what, if I were a parent, especially a parent of young children, man, I tell you what, my kids wouldn't be going to public school today. Wonder about the kids who didn't want to protest. Well, Brandon, I read an article of one child, that at least, I saw this on Facebook, somebody had put it there, he didn't want to go out, it was a he or she, I don't remember, didn't want to go out and protest, and they got suspended. Haley can't come back on the school campus for several days because they didn't follow the the rules. I have to tune out and watch YouTube craft videos. News is crazy. Dixie, I absolutely agree with you. Hey, Cully, what if all the students don't necessarily mean get rid of every single gun? Wish there was a, yeah, well, hey, Lisa, yeah, basically a happy medium. You don't have a happy medium when the left is involved. Can you people say lawsuit? Are you serious? Yes, Brandon. I am serious. And I know that there was one kid in North Carolina who went out and videotaped himself saying, whoa, am I the only one? So other people in North Carolina, the schools didn't go out. Sherry said her son marched. Yeah, Sherry, I just, I agree, Susan, the Marxists have our kids' minds, Gary said. I think ACLU for them, I don't know, Brandon. I'm hoping that somebody will file something because that's absolutely ridiculous. But as much as when I was like 17 years old, I was, and still am, a real rebel. I might have marched in that yesterday, having been, well, if it were a conservative point of view, let's say that. But I think we're giving children way, way, way too much authority, too much quote unquote control. They don't have any control. They're being controlled, but we're looking like we're giving them control. Your son is in college. Yeah, Sherry, he can do whatever he wants to do. But I don't think parents, just my opinion, parents should not have allowed children to march yesterday. And it is the key word, Marlene. They're children. And I'll tell you what, Robin said there were several students that didn't want to protest and were forced to go out, Robin said. Yeah, and that did happen. I'm way more conservative than him, Sherry said. Yeah, but I respect his opinion. Well, Sherry, you respect his opinion, but doesn't mean that you're going to follow it, right? Because he is a lot younger than you and with less experience than you. But left is grooming them to be on their side. Absolutely, Brandon. Absolutely. And that's a good word. They are being groomed. And they're doing a great job at it, I have to tell you. And when I was on yesterday, I would watch some of these school walkouts yesterday, and I would make comments. I can't tell you how many on the left. Why are you attacking these children? So now if you say something in opposition to these children, you are attacking them. I heard people were saying things like, well, you're not being shot at. They are, and they have a right to protect themselves. Excuse me? Everybody wants children protected. And again, as we've talked about before, they would have been afraid to answer to my parents to march, walk out of school. No way, Dixie. Yes, that's true, Dixie. You can't use federal money to push an agenda. Absolutely, Alexis. You're right. My grandson's high school had a 17-minute prayer for the students killed. That's good, Wayne. I just, I told one person, I said, don't try to silence me by pretending that I'm insulting the children by saying they should be in class and they shouldn't have been out marching and walking around. And everything I heard, Catholic high school, yeah, of course, Wayne, that's the only place that you can pray these days in school. The thing that I heard, and I just lost my point. Gosh, sorry. The only thing, here I got it back. The only thing that I heard yesterday when those kids were talking was, let's get rid of the NRA, let's get rid of assault rifles. But don't worry, this isn't about gun control at all. Really? Because everything I heard yesterday was about gun control. John, you can ask a question. I may or may not answer it. Public schools are in violation of the law. I agree with you, Alexis, if they force the children to do that. Happens to me all the time, Marlene said. I know. Well, I was reading and thinking at the same time. I know. Please focus. NRA is a group protecting their rights, and they've also given money to the schools and have helped the schools learn how to protect the children better. Grooming, is that the same? Is that what they are calling grooming in the UK lately? I don't know. Do you take questions? John, okay, so do we have two trolls asking me if we take questions? It's just an excuse for them to get out of school. For a lot of people, yesterday, Marianne, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, see there, my gosh, go back to the basement, people. They don't have to force it against the law to endorse it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Hey, Jamie, weapons ban in the works. Jamie says, hey, Rick, do not call them public schools for they do not serve the public. Call them government schools. Good point, Rick. It gives the kids to protest about anything and everything in the future, Harold said. It's just an excuse for them to get out of school. You know, use the law exactly. We will need walls built around schools if we don't address the real problem. It's not guns. And see, Dixie, as we've said all along, the best way, if you really want to solve the problem, you can do it today. Ignorance at its finest. The law has been violated, Alexis said. All you have to do is set up guards with armed guards around the school, metal detectors, metal doors that come down, bulletproof glass. Just say we all want gun control. I want my bullets to hit the target, Gary said. And that's what's needed. So if you want to solve the problem, it can be done today. Teachers in North Carolina said no during school hours. That's good, Jamie. That's really good. And that's what every school should have said. And unfortunately, that's not what happened in California, of course. I don't know if most, but a lot of schools got up and walked out. Airport type security, Lee said, gun-free zones are simply a target. Yes, Brandon. Call United States Superintendent of Schools. Or call Betsy DeVos. Really? Shouldn't she be doing something about that, Alexis? Crazy people can drive a van through the playgrounds if they want to do harm. Yes, they can, Dixie. Set up metal detectors. We've talked about this before. Do things like that. That's what needs to be done. And nobody wants to do that because they have an agenda, and it's called getting rid of, the Second Amendment, infringing on your rights. No collateral damage, gun control, Gary said. Yeah, and it's just amazing that we do this. When did this theory of gun-free schools start in the first place? I don't know. Yet no one talks about the Muslim kid that slit the kid's throat except you. I know. I put that out. Nobody else had even heard about it. North Carolina governor announced an age increase to 21. Brandon said, hey, Teresa, write your school district and state. In the city of Miami is doing a gun buyback this weekend. Yep, Jamie. And if they got hurt walking out of school, the parents would be suing. You better believe they would be. They absolutely would be. Hey, Preemie. Is it Preemie? Let me fix this camera 1 second. It's a little bit too high there. Maybe that's too low. Hopefully that's better. Everybody will be blocked out over on YouTube going, what in the world happened just now? Didn't really help it. Oh, well. We tried. California has buyback programs too. Whatever the problem, you can't push agenda in public school. Yeah, Alexis, but, unless parents do something, which they're not going to, or somebody does something. Kids being interviewed yesterday were so ignorant on the topic. I think most of those kids and most of those people that were protecting, the kids, by protecting, I mean coming out and saying, oh, you shouldn't be talking about the children. They had no idea. I don't even think they've even seen the Constitution. I don't even know if they know what the Constitution is. I really don't. It was amazing to watch. And I saw, there's one video of this man dressed in a white slicker, small little man. You could tell that he was really old man. He was leaning, a wall was separating him and a fence between him and the children on the other side, right? And so as you get closer, you find out that man in the white slicker, that old man, was actually Bernie Sanders. And he was out there talking to the kids, just revving them up. And I was watching the comments this was on Fox News, I believe, and you can see the comments. Everybody, oh my gosh, Bernie, you should be president. We love you, Bernie. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the encouragement. And of course, what is he doing? He's out there trying to, create chaos, telling the kids that they're doing the right thing. Good, Alexis, that's good. Yeah, it was really yuck, Sherry. That's the best way to describe it. It was terrible watching. It really was. Back in the 50s, schools did teach gun control, Gary said. Susan slaying the liberals. I know, Jamie. They treated him like a rock star. Our country is toast. I know. Speaking of toast, there we go. I saw YouTube. Nancy went up and stuttered some words out as well. You know, uh, yesterday I think what really bothered me so much is that I just felt like overwhelmed by the situation. Robinson, trust me, they're not teaching the Constitution or amendments anymore. My kids still have friends in public schools. They don't know why they were given the right to bear arms. Oh, yeah. And they never will, Robin. Okay, March for Life at middle school. How far would you get? That was not the old white guy. Yeah, it was the old white guy. What about Trump saying Prime Minister of Canada is stupid? Got a point there. Uh, Periscope was flooding this topic and trending it in your face. Yep, there was no notice, Alexa said. My area sticky notes were given to kids. They wrote how much they all appreciated and put on lockers. I saw that, Teresa. I thought that was pretty good. It was called Walk Up rather than Walk Out. So basically, you go and tell somebody how they've encouraged you, why you like them, and they put sticky notes on everybody's uh, locker. Oh dear, I'm on the waiting room. Thank you for prayers. Can't text and drive in Texas anymore. Yeah, can't do that in California either. Yeah, walk to class. It was called walk up instead of walk out. That was a better idea, D. I think so too. It was more productive because the other thing, it was so obvious that it was an agenda. No protest at school. My former high school had a moment of silence before school, then went inside, Brendan said. Bay Area Renee, hello. No better idea. Yeah. Well, I mean, putting stickers on a locker to tell somebody how they encouraged you. While that there's nothing illegal about that. I know it was in conjunction with the other, but really by in and of itself, there's nothing illegal about that. And in fact, schools maybe should do that once a week. I am for bear arms, Rick said. Do they acknowledge the dead police? Well, of course not. I mean, yesterday, watching people speak, watching this one guy speak, good morning, Renee, was just painful. I mean, it was so obvious that his speech had been given to him. Do they acknowledge dead soldiers? I'm still mad about the kid you mentioned earlier. Wow, I know. I know, Brandon. For stricter gun laws, no need for civilians to have war weapons. Well, Jenna, they're not war weapons. That's where you're kind of wrong. An assault weapon is not a war weapon. But, an assault rifle, an AR-15 is not a war weapon. It's never been used in war, and it's not used in war now. Do they acknowledge people murdered for drugs? No, Alexis, they don't. Do you like Trump? Yeah, Patty. War weapons. Nope. Oh, Susan, I was hoping you were enjoying your free day off. I noticed you stitched a lot. I hope you stitched a lot. Yeah, I was hoping I was going to enjoy it too. AR-15 is similar to the M4, which is military grade. Maybe similar, Jenna, but it's not the same. Do they acknowledge people murdered for drugs? No, they don't. So we have a troll, repeat troll. AR-15 is not a hunting rifle. Do we need to have a hunting rifle? Is it required to have a hunting rifle in order to have a gun? Fully semi-automatic weapons. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're a military veteran. Thank you for your service and you support stricter gun laws. Well, that's your opinion. Second Amendment is not meant for hunting. Exactly, Chesney. So it's against the law to feed children propaganda. Well, it should be. It should be against the law for propaganda altogether, but apparently it's not. But I think it's good for kids if they want to do something in school. I do recall hunting being in the second. You don't, right? Is the NRA a well-regulated militia? Bye, sweetie. Jenna from the block. You know the difference in weaponry. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Chessie. People, M4 is a platform rifle. The AR-15 is for public use. Yeah, she kind of knows that, Jamie. Hey, Stephen, good to see you. We had gun safety class in high school. Yeah, we didn't. We never talked about guns in high school or any time in school, and I was in the South, so I don't know. I think they should have gun safety, but apparently they don't. It doesn't fit the agenda. The agenda is to make everything look like everybody's being killed by guns. When there were stabbings the other day, nobody cared about that. There were people being run over by cars, nobody cared about that. You're in the NRA, huh? Are you in the NRA, huh, Jenna? Anti-gun, Planned Parenthood, and women's group organized. The gun is a tool. The gun is a weapon, Jenna. Gun is a weapon, not a tool. If we say they are not old enough to drink or have guns, they are not mature enough to change the laws exactly. Yeah, Brandon, I'm getting there. I think the agenda also. I heard this as well. Take our steak knives, not be. Yeah, I know. They might. Jenna, you're a troll, hun. Yeah. People, Tide Pod challenge going on. No one cares exactly. What happens is against the law. Oh, you mean they are. Those bots. The bots are back. They're repeat bots. I think the trolls are kind of repeat bots. They just don't know that they are. But I also heard some of them saying that we need to, they're talking about lowering the voting age down to 16. Of course, that'll be the next agenda. See, what'll happen is, and we've already kind of heard this, knives are for cooking, guns are for killing, period, really. Guns are for protecting yourself, defending yourself. Pray parents rise up. Well, Alexa, I've been praying for that for like the last, I don't know how many years. Haven't seen that yet. Yeah, see you later, Jenna. Go express it someplace else. I say 21 age for voting. Yeah, I do too. That'll never happen. Trolls are Bernie Sanders and company. Yeah. I'm up. Yep. Bye, Felicia. Jenna from the block can go to another block. She just got blocked. I don't mind people having other opinions. What I do mind is people coming into a scope when we're discussing something and just, going against everything that's being said. And also this isn't a debate scope really. It's like, come in, let's talk, but don't be a, I won't even say the word. Disagree, lower the voting age is a no. Exactly. People, well, claimed to be military but didn't know difference in weaponry. I know, stolen valor. Could be, Brandon. People come in and say all kinds of things and pretend to be whatever. There you go, Marlene said it. Yeah, I just had enough of hearing from the left. I really have. I know. People should not be emotional. Remember, laws were broken by publicly funded schools, Alexis said. I noticed the kids yesterday had to mention Emma Gonzalez. That's their hero up on a pedestal. David Hogg, Emma Gonzalez, what the other people, that other blonde with the big glasses, I don't know what her name is, but 18 is already questionable. There's no life experience. I agree, Dee. But here we go. We got people going into the military at 18, so that's kind of questionable to do that. Also with 18, 19, and 20-year-olds right now are getting their Second Amendment rights taken away from them in certain states. And I don't think that's right. What we've done is we've taken a couple of people that have, committed crimes, which we will have for the rest of our lives, and we've tried to make now sweeping legislation because of it. Brainwashed individuals are running America. Yes, that's true. Military wants 18 because they are impressionable, Dee said. Rapidly, more and more nations are deciding to lower the voting age as well. Some of these nations include Austria, Argentina, Brazil, Germany, and the UK. 18 military, but can't buy a hunting rifle. I know, Dixie. Yeah, my mother was 18, got married, and had me, Marlene said. They took class time and indoctrinated my child. That's right, Alexis. If parents yesterday, let's just say, there were liberal parents who believed in what was being done at the schools. And let's put aside for a moment, Alexis, about your argument about it being illegal. I'm just saying, if there were parents who supported what happened yesterday, why weren't the parents there and watching their children? Why weren't the parents there and making sure that things were being done according to, what should have been done? if you believe in that. 18-year-olds aren't the same today as they were back in the day. Very true, Chessie. Because back in the day, 18-year-olds had more responsibility. They were given more at an early age. Yeah, you parents, see, the parents weren't there yesterday because even though they gave their children over, they sacrificed their children yesterday to the liberal gods. They weren't there because they were in the way. They would have been in the way. They're of no use. Just hand your children over and walk away. Last year of public school. That's what people want. Parents, you are in the way. At 18, you could be drafted. That's true, Chicago Pops. United States, as a result, is catching up to Maryland cities. Have already granted municipal voting rights to 16 and 17-year-olds, Gary said. Yep, it's true. And there's also been, as Cully had talked about this morning, there's already been in California, they've appointed an illegal alien to a state office on the committee is California Student Opportunity and Access Program Project Grant Advisory Committee. Say that 1,000 times. And this is an illegal alien appointed by Kevin De Leon, who is a Senate Majority Leader, if you will, in California. He's a Democrat. Yeah, I know, Brandon. Thank God this place is not our home. So he's the one that came on radio and said that his relatives had all stolen documents and falsified documents so they could stay in the country. They are going after homeschool. Yes, they are, Alexis, because they want to make sure that you don't have your children in homeschool because they can't reach them very well, as Robin knows very well. But there are organizations that you can sign up for that will protect your rights as a homeschool parent, and you should join that organization because they have great attorneys there that will take your case for any type of violation of homeschool. But you just have to pay a small monthly fee, and they'll represent you if need be. Call Betsy. Yep. Repeat bots. Go home. I know, Brandon. Go back to the basement. I think that was what really bothered me so much too, is knowing that thing put on yesterday was put on by the Women's March, that what's going to be put on, on the 24th is going to be the same thing. These people, as you know, meaning Linda Sarsour, Tamika Mallory, Angela Davis, they're all connected, and they're all connected to Louis Farrakhan. So I don't know what it's going to take, for people to wake up and protect their children. Actually know the person under Betsy. Well, Chessie, you should probably call that person. They do not want our veterans avoiding the masterful deception at the VA by getting care outside either. That's true. Yeah, well, see, you've got to be controlled too, Spencer. That's why you've got to be diagnosed with PTSD right away, so they can take your guns away from you. The gates to hell are wide. Yep, it takes a lawsuit. Yeah, it's probably going to take a lot. And again, parents, I hate to say it, but many parents are not going to do anything about it because they're too readily in agreement with just handing their kids over and having somebody teach them because it's too difficult for them. Hey, there was checking on 3 schools, lockdown here. Great, Jerry. Ugh. This is gonna happen every day, and until they get people at the schools and arm them to guard the schools, this is gonna go on every day. They didn't in Nazi Germany either. It's amazing. It's amazing what we're seeing. I mean, lockdown everywhere, kids being arrested. Tamarack and Sunrise area, Broward, just suspicious person in area report, nothing found. There are no parents left, just friends. True, Marlene. Parents need to slow down and spend time with their family. And Brandon, it's hard to do that. How can you do that? I mean, maybe the economy is getting a little better, but for like 8+ years, you couldn't do that. Parents had to work 2 jobs in order to take care of their children. So many people get their news from MSM and don't see the real truth. Well, that's true, because their truth is exactly what the liberal left agenda wants to push. And that's exactly what they're pushing. I don't know if you heard about this yesterday, but Dylan Roof's sister, Dylan Roof is the guy that I forget how old he was. I guess what, 18, 19, that went in and shot up the Charleston church. Anyway, his sister, I guess, is trying to get some attention. She's 18 years old. Yesterday, she was arrested on weapons and drug charges. She had pepper spray, knife, and marijuana. And she was telling people that were going to go out and protest that I hope it's a trap and y'all get shot, supposedly. So I don't know. I guess something's running in the family there. I don't know if everything is true. Nice family. I know, Lisa. I know. Oh my gosh. I'm sure they had great parents. Yes, it sounds like something went wrong. Real class act. Yep. Does she drive? I hope not. Hey, Jules. I hope she's not driving anywhere, but probably she's 18. He just said, good morning, Miss Sue. And yes, the children are being used. Are the parents saying anything? Not one protested under Obama. I wonder why. I know, they're not saying anything. The Planters family, they are nuts, Cully said. I mean, again, if parents don't get up and say something, who's going to do anything? Don't forget to like and share Susan's program. Yes, thank you, Gary. The disconnect from reality and Jesus is greater than ever. Oh, Brandon. Again, they don't even consider Jesus a part of the equation these days. Depressed people shouldn't drive. Maybe none of us should drive, Maybe we should all just walk places. Take us longer to get there, Let's get all of that energy out. Parents need to parent again instead of the government. I know, Chessie. We know that. But how do we tell them that? How do we get them to understand it? Because most of the people that you tell this stuff to, they will say, come on now, that's not happening. They're not trying to take your guns. They're not trying to take our children. That's conspiracy. They're not going to believe you. All they know is they send their kids to school, and that's what they have. Yeah, kids having kids. And Brandon, the kids having kids are people who believe that you should get everything that you want, that you can start at the top, you don't have to work your way up, that everybody deserves a trophy. I mean, that's what we have. That's what has been raised. And there are really good kids out there, but I mean, that's what's been raised. We're at the halfway point. If you haven't already, would you please retweet and invite people? Make the parents take a history class. Ugh. When I used to work with parents that were going through divorce, right? And it was with an organization to help the children to try, and these were court-ordered parents to go to this program. And you should have seen it. They were supposed to go to the program to learn how to talk together so that their children could learn how to adjust to everything. Oh my gosh. They weren't doing that at all when they got there. They basically would continue to use the kids. It's okay to wait to have kids mature as an individual and take personal responsibility. Yes, Ola. Very good advice. But the parents would, they would sit there and basically, they would talk. They would use the kid to be the go-between between the two parents and talk to them. They have to indoctrinate your kids so they will keep abortion up. Yep. Parents are kids' friends today. Yes, Brandon. I asked those people yesterday when they were talking about, the ones, hey, Robin, with the shoes that were placed all around, the 7,000 pair of shoes or 14, whatever the number was. And I would say, what they were talking about, look at all the empty shoes or all the kids that have been killed. And I don't know that number is correct. I think that was just a hyped up number. In any event, I said to them, well, what about, what are you going to do? Are you going to be there and protect the children who are being aborted, that will never be able to wear shoes, that will never have shoes because they've been killed in the womb and on right seconds before they came out? Got no response to that. Isn't that funny? Got no response to that at all. Yep, they must have your womb to thrive, Alexa said. Canada's liberal gun grabbers used Florida school shooting to crack down on law-abiding Canadian shooters, Gary said. Of course. Hey, Melanie. Too many people are letting the school raise their kids. Yes, Jules, and they have for years and years. James Wood slammed Hogg and his mother for armbands she was pushing. Yeah, because it looks like the Nazi SS Penny Arcade. I don't know what that kid is doing. Well, I do, but I mean, why people aren't telling him to stop doing that. I get maybe he's 18, so you can't. But he's dressing up like the SS. If a pregnant woman is killed as double murder, but Planned Parenthood is considered okay. I know, Brandon. Did you see the abortion doctor tweet? She slits fetuses' throats so they can't scream. Yeah, I was watching that film, Marlene. It was absolutely disgusting. Sitting there listening to this woman, not wanting to say the word baby, calling it fetus, calling it everything, calling it, and talking about how they killed it, and it was demonic. Yes. Some had signs with POTUS name on them. Really sad what these leftist politicians wouldn't do for power is at an all-time low, Josette said. When the government tells you that you need no guns is when you know you need a gun. You bet, Spencer. You bet. And when, our wombs are the new plantations. Abortion was on the ballot 2 weeks ago in Texas. Not sure the results, Weep said. That gets the blood pressure up. I know, Brandon. But nobody is willing, nobody on the left, that is willing to look at abortion. That's okay. You can kill them all day long in abortion. Susan, I did not realize corporal punishment is still admitted in schools in some states. Yes, it is. In North Carolina is one of those states, Hidden Gem. Regarding the walkout, I highly doubt those students actually know what the gun laws are already on the books. I know, Barbara. They don't care because that's not the agenda. She's deleted her tweet, but internet is forever. Who is that, Marlene? We're not going after the law. Let's see. How can you kill something that is not life? Well, that's the way they see it, Spencer. But when you have a baby that's ready to come out of the womb and you kill it, to me, that's alive. The schools are in violation, Alexis said. Yeah, I mean, I know how I voted on that issue in Texas. Wayne said, yeah, exactly, Wayne. Hey, Danielle. My mom went to wrong doctor for abortion of me, didn't want a third child. Wow. Key phrase to you. Key phrase more to me and to many, many other people. I take it not to you, but to many, many other people. And yet, what are we doing? We're not doing anything about it. Leah, Torres. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I was watching a film. God gave free will. I would hope to never have an abortion, but it's not my life. I would hope that if you were in that position, that you would consider adoption. No reason to murder a child because you were pregnant and didn't want the child. Wake up, don't ask, insist on the law being upheld. Not me, she wanted me gone. Huh, Rhonda said. But I can't control others. Well, you can control where our money goes in the government if you stand up and speak out. You can also control where the money goes if you don't buy Girl Scout cookies, for example. Everything and everyone has rights except the unborn. Sad, so angry I could scream. I know, just that. Exactly. Turned out to be her only child who takes care of her in her old age. Wow, Rhonda, that's amazing. You are being controlled by others, Alexis said. Oh, that's cute. You think we can control the government? Yes, more. That is cute, and it would be cuter if you understood the truth. I'm just seeing an announcement here that one of the schools is on lockdown in San Diego. A threat on social media or some similar thing like that. It's closed down anyway. If you don't stand up, right? Yeah, I wish you the best too, more. Get out there and vote, make a difference. That's how you control the government. You need to get, I know, Chezzy. I just wish I knew where we should go. Another school, yeah. I know if it wasn't an accident, she went to wrong doctor. He chewed her lockdown so she didn't abort me. Wow. And Abilene, we are the people. Exactly. And when we forget that we have the power, that's when we lose it. Is that another one? I just saw an alert for South Florida. Yeah, that was one in Florida, one in California. They work for us. Exactly. And see, for 8 years, like when the more person was in here, see, they forgot that because they were under Obama, and Obama didn't let you think that the government worked for, that you worked, it was you working for the government, not the other way around. All orchestrated. Yep. And these lockdowns today too comes the day after people walked out for the school, and not to do gun control, but to do gun control. Well, all the kids have gone freaking nuts now. Carmen said, "Morning, everybody." Hey, Amanda, they are just people with a title. Yeah. Brian said a school near Parkland was on shutdown. Here in Kerrville, Texas. No one would wear an Obama shirt. No, certainly not HRC, Dixie said. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have more and more and more stuff happening at schools, more and more closing the schools, shutting them down, on lockdown, because that's the agenda. The more the more disruption that you can have, the better for the chaos, the better for the left, the better for them to push their agenda, the better for them to use children in order to do that. I lived in Bandera for a while, Dixie. Marlene said to Dixie. Man. I know HRC, the left is not really liking Hillary very much. Hillary is kind of ruining their agenda. They want her out of the way. I would pull my kid out and make a stink, but I have dogs, Chessie said. Yeah, Hillary is talking about how white men, white women, whatever, caused her to lose the election. And so that's not what the Democrats want you to hear. So they want to get her out of the way. I guess send her on some more tours to India and go up and down stairs. Pretty soon you're going to get your way, I guess. She needs to be medicated, Brandon said. I think Oprah has the money to save the DNC. Probably. I don't think they've been getting as much money as they used to. Meanwhile, Hillary is falling downstairs, Jesse said. Yes. Let's see. There may be some more changes this week in the Trump administration. I don't know for sure. It's just rumors, so take it with a grain of salt. There's been rumors, this was on Fox, that McMaster was going to be replaced by John Bolton, that David Shulkin would be replaced by Rick Perry, and that John Kelly would be replaced by Mick Mulvaney. Again, I don't know. I do know that David Shulkin is talking before I don't know if it was the House, I can't remember, but he's there today testifying. So I would imagine if any change, they're going to wait till after he finishes, and then there'll be a change. Changes can be a good thing if folks aren't getting the job done. Bye-bye. I know. Better late, so that's what they say. Hello. Hey, Wanda. Rick Perry, sorry, but yikes. It's funny. Other people have really liked that. Rumors of Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth his name was brought up before they allowed David Shulkin to stay. So I don't know. I know Rick Perry supposedly had lunch with the president on Monday, and they think that it was discussed then. Hillary has the precursors that are known lead to an acute case of lead poisoning, Spencer said. Wow, that's weird. I read that Kudlow guy, New Con, had a $100,000 a month cocaine problem. No, that was back in the 1990s, I believe it was. He entered into a 12-step program back in the 1990s. Senator Ron Paul came out. Yeah, Paul's against the nominee for, let's see, and Pompeo. Yeah. And Rand Paul brought up Haspel's black site. Remember that in Thailand? Has anyone seen? Yes. Donald Trump Jr. Is being said that he is probably going to be getting a divorce from his wife, Vanessa. That's the rumors. That was on the Daily Caller. And they say they have 5 kids and that basically there were troubles before the election. They were trying to stay together for the election. They haven't filed for divorce yet, but they're living in 2 different residences. So I don't know if that's true. Pink said they saw that. No, Haspel, 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 I think it is. Yeah, it's sad. Very sad. He brought up Pompeo's Iran regime change ideas. Brandon said. Cully said he can't believe it. I don't know if it's true or not. I do. Don Jr. Yeah, I see. I see Don Jr. a lot on Instagram. Pray for reconciliation. And I never see him with his wife in the pictures. This presidency has caused much family sacrifice. Absolutely. Have to go. Have been on the phone with my mom. God bless. Thanks, Robert. I hope all's okay. Spencer says she stays too stoned or drunk to even watch where or her own feet are landing. Talking about Hillary. Don Jr. getting a divorce. Sharing is caring. Wanda said, hey, Alan. Yeah, they haven't gotten a divorce yet. So they're living in different residences, supposedly. That would be such a shame. Gosh, a family of 5. I mean, but they say, too, he has a lot of travel he's doing, a lot of other stuff. And I guess it probably freaked her out with the, with what happened recently. My nephew's book, My Ears Are Not Like Yours, is being delivered today. Yay! Good spring break reading. Thank you, Dixie, for buying that. Whoever bought it. It's great. But the, when they get the powder that came in the mail to her that upset her too. Trump family has lost more than gained from this. They didn't do this for the money. Exactly, Brandon. Sad for the children. Yes, Lisa. He's following his father's footsteps. Maybe he wants to be president someday. I don't know. But he does have a lot to do. That's for sure. I did and will review soon. Thank you. Thank you, Dixie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I'm really pleased at how well the book is doing. People are really loving it. I'm getting amazing responses. I'm getting also responses from parents who say their children are mixed races and they always felt left out and different and didn't know how to handle that. And basically told me, after reading the book, they felt like they were okay and that they belonged and it was okay to be different. And that's amazing to me. That really, touches my heart in just amazing ways. To know that kids are really benefiting. Hey, Nina. I know you barely made it. I need to buy it, Danielle said. Thanks, Danielle. If everybody in here who's bought it, if you could go leave a review, that would be wonderful. Carmen says, I love your book. Thank you, Carmen. Yeah, just to hear and to know that kids are benefiting from it is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, that's what I hope for. I want to get it too. Thank you, Nina. Please just go to Amazon.com. My ears are not like yours. Yay. Kids love it. I love that. I love that. I love that. I wish every kid in every school could have it. I bought 11 books worth. Thanks, Carmen. I will get it. My grandchildren are mixed, very rough on them. Great, Amanda. Let me know what they think about it, too. My nephew would love it. Thank you, Nina. Congratulations. Thank you. Well, its competition is Hunting with Dad, delivered the same day. LOL. Yeah. Hunting with Dad. Yeah, that might be a little difficult. That might be a little competition there. I am a woman. See me fall. My back is now against the wall. Spencer's talking about Hillary. My friend's 2 kids love it. They are 5 and 8. Oh, and Lee, that's so great. If they could leave a review, that would be wonderful. If it's true the media will exploit this, which is wrong, happy for your book. That means you have to start working on another one, Gisette said. Oh, my gosh. If you know people, like, share it with people, share it with teachers. It would be great to get this in the classroom. It has great principles, but public schools that need it could actually, buy this book and give it to their children. Would be great. Positive message. Just tweeted Betsy and Trump just getting started this morning, Alexis. Yes, another book, Susan. As I've told you, I honestly, this book, came from God. I'm not kidding you. One for us older ones too, Lee said. Next book, It's Okay to Be Conservative. There you go. Yeah, that one wouldn't sell too well, probably, Rhonda. But what I'm saying, when God moves me to write another book, like He did this one, that's when I'll write another book. Because I'm waiting on God to tell me what to do, when I should do it, and that's when I'll do it. This one, I mean, really came quickly from God. Unless there are gay bunnies in it, you won't get it in school. Nina said, perfect. What is the book about? This book is about a dog named Abby who finds out that, and looking at her parents, who are rabbits, that she's different. And it's her journey on finding out, that being different is okay. That who you are is okay. So even if you're a child, let's say, who's bullied, a child who just feels that you don't fit in, or a child that just, has little bumps and stuff in life, you need to know that who you are is perfectly fine, that you're okay just the way you are. You don't have to be like everybody else. You don't have to act like everybody else or anything else. Hey, Cully, my nephew is adopted, so that could be, oh my gosh, Nina, he would love this book. I'm not even kidding you. I bet it would. It's okay to be conservative. Big seller. I have faith in that vision, Carmen said. Lives in the salon. Tell them about my book. My ears are not like yours, Wanda. If you look on Amazon, you can see inside. It's a fabulous book. Thank you, Lee. My nephew is adopted. Yeah. Sorry, there's a bot again. Yeah, the adoption thing would be absolutely perfect book for him because it speaks to that as well. Kids that are bullied could get a lot out of your book. Yeah, I'm telling you, if every kid at an early age, could get this book and learn how to treat other people, how to treat yourself, how to feel okay about who you are and accept yourself, and to know that you are loved just the way you are. I mean, who wouldn't need that message? Every single one of us needed that as children, and every single one of us need it now. Think and treat others kind. Yeah, exactly. Great stuff, Susan. Thank you, Dixie. What age range? It's hidden. Parents can read it to their children starting at like age 3, even younger, really, because they love the pictures. And up to age 9 and 10, 8, 9, and 10, you can read it yourself. I fear schools would use it to condone homosexuality. I think every human needs this book. It doesn't have anything to do with anything specific, Rhonda. Show your book once more. My Ears Are Not Like Yours, available at Amazon.com. This book speaks to everyone, no matter what walk of life. So, can't be used for one thing or the other because it fits every category. Every single category. I don't think there's one that it doesn't fit. And, that's not me, that's God. All right? God writes like that. I just took the inspiration and wrote exactly what he told me to write. And, a lot of people I'm sure will make fun of that, but that's exactly what I did. Inspired by God. Yes, Dixie, absolutely. I plan to get one for my grandson for Easter. Thank you, Rhonda. He's going to love it. And again, adults love it too. I tell you, and this is the truth, and I don't know about the one you guys that have read this, but every time that I read it, I swear that I cry. There's a place in here that I cry. No, hidden. I had this young lady named, her name is Morgan Bergener, and she is a student. She's a conservative, and I gave her some sketches, told her what I was looking for, and she did the whole book. She's great. There's also, if some of you who might want to listen to it, I did. Yes, I know, Ron. I understand. I did an interview on Todd Starnes' radio show last week. It's about 12 minutes long because they took out the commercials. But it's on. Thank you, Marlene. Have a great day. It's on my website at susanknowles.com. If you just scroll down, you'll see the interview from Todd Starnes' show. And I talk a little bit more about the book, so it gives you an idea of what it's about. But I felt very honored to be on that show and to have the opportunity to talk about it. So It's worth hearing. And like I said, it's a 12-minute interview. So it won't take you very long to do that. But my ears are not like yours. And yes, it's great for Easter baskets, great for birthdays, and great just because you love a child. I had somebody the other day who bought it and sent me a message. You just didn't have use a table of stone. I don't know what that means. What if owning a firearm was a privilege instead of a right? Would that help to stop the slaughter? I don't know if that even matters. It's not the guns that are the problem, Mike. It's the people behind the guns that are the problem. So, guns don't do anything by themselves. Yeah, it's irrelevant, Brandon said. Yeah, I agree. It's whoever's in control of the gun that's where the problem lies. It's not the gun. And I don't care how many assault rifles you want to take away from whomever you want to take them away. If somebody wants to do harm, they'll find a way to do it. And they'll find a way to get an AR-15 even when one's banned. So let's not fool ourselves like the left tries to do every day. Common sense, exactly, Jules. Which is a lost art, Jules. People don't have that anymore in this country. They're not allowed to have common sense. I own guns but still don't see a need for anyone to have military-grade weapons. Rhonda, AR-15 is not a military-grade weapon. That's the difference. And then other people would say, wow, I don't see why anybody should have a 22 or a shotgun. I mean, where are you going to draw the line once you start? Doctor, visit for Carmen, say a prayer, everybody, for her. Semi-automatic is not military grade. Yeah, and I fired an M16. That's a military grade weapon. Nobody has military grade weapons, period. Exactly, Jules. The military does. Who did all the crack babies grow up into being? I don't know. Let's ask Bernie. No, I'm just kidding. AR-15 is a rifle. That's right. Semi-auto is not military grade. And also, I've seen C4 used in the military. Should we get, is that... Just kidding. Never mind. I won't even want to know where I was going with that. Never mind. I can't believe some do, but you have to have special clearance to get them, Brandon said. Yeah. Yes, Carmen. Good luck at the doctors. You'll be fine. You're going to be fine, Carmen. Carmen just hates to go to the doctor, and who doesn't? There are some people, I guess, who like to go, but I don't know very many. Yesterday, I don't know if you heard this, but the Republicans came up with a plan. They wanted to give 3 years of funding for the border wall in exchange for 3 years of temporary relief for the Dreamers. Some of the children today have had a pill for everything. Oh, you betcha, Dixie. You get sick at the doctor's office. I know, Brandon. True. Carmen's going for exams today. Students need to be educated to notice abnormal behaviors of fellow students. But see, Teresa, there you go. That's part of the problem, because right now in school, if you say anything about your fellow student, number one, you're a snitch. That's not allowed. And also, a lot of kids feel they join in with what the kids are doing rather than telling them. Like if they're having a problem, a kid's having a problem. Told you about this before. Kids are cutting. They will sometimes will cut with them because they want to be supportive. And so this is what we've taught people. And we've also taught our kids not to be judgmental. So in other words, the whole discernment and judging what's safe and not safe has kind of gone out the window. We need to bring that back, but we don't have it right now. Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. Teach their ability, not the test. Yeah. And Jules said we need more recess rather than pills. I don't know if you've watched kids, snitches get stitches, Spencer said. I don't know if you've seen kids out on recess these days. Kids need consistent parenting. Yes, Dixie, absolutely. But kids, even when they're in PE, they don't run. They're allowed to sit on the sidelines. They don't even have to dress out sometimes. They just have to show up. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, we had to get out there, dress out, and we had to do sometimes what we didn't want to do in PE. Parents teach your kids. Yes, Wanda, absolutely. Absolutely. Susan, was it you who tweeted the kid who stabbed family on sleepover? Watch. Yes, it was me, Rhonda. And actual parents, not grown-ups, playing the part. Exactly. Yeah, notice we didn't say, nobody said anything about that, the Muslim kid who was on a sleepover and stabbed to death those people that he was on a sleepover with. That wasn't even in the news. Barely. Allegations of that. So anyway, no participation trophies in my day. I know, Cully, you were lucky if you got one when you did compete and win. Schools have reduced playtime, PE, and getting excess energy out. Yep. Yeah, Nina, I was out there. Just go to Dennis Michael Lynch, look up Muslim sleepover. You'll find it. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, everybody. First you heard of it. I know, Lee. I know you didn't hear of that. Yep. Didn't want you to. Have a great day. NCAA tournament time. At my job, we had an anonymous hotline. Could help a little. Wow. Everybody, please go out. My ears are not like yours. Please go out and get it. Amazon.com. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless. See you, YouTube. Have a great day. God bless you as well.